Dell's been a part of the OpenStack community for quite a while. In fact, we were a day one partner. When OpenStack announced in July of 2010, Dell was one of the partners that stood up behind it, supported it very publicly. Since then, we've developed functionality and software like CROWBAR. We've been active in terms of events and presence in the market. We've found partners that we could partner with. And we've actually taken a solution to market, which was actually the first OpenStack hardware software solution, services solution that came to market. Dell actually has a packaged solution in this space called the Dell OpenStack-POWERED cloud solution. And it's actually a solution that is based on a hardware reference architecture we've developed, software that comes from the OpenStack open source community, and then software that Dell has developed. And then finally, services that we offer to our customers to get them going on OpenStack quickly and then be able to leverage it as best as possible. In terms of the OpenStack hardware reference architecture, we leverage our PowerEdge C server line, which is actually a server line that's focused on cloud optimization, better density, power management, and those type of things that are important to a cloud environment are built into that server line. It's that DNA. In terms of software, we leverage the open source software, so the software that the community is using is what Dell uses and provides to our customer. We've developed the CROWBAR software, which actually enables customers to get on OpenStack much faster in a deployment manner than they would if they were to do it manually. And in addition to BIOS configuration, RAID configuration, network discovery, a lot of really great things that are really core competencies to Dell, we've baked into the CROWBAR software product. And then in terms of services, we offer deployment services to actually get customers up and going quickly, as well as consulting and support services to support the entire solution. CROWBAR, it's actually a great story around how CROWBAR came to be. As I mentioned, Dell was a day one partner of OpenStack. That's fantastic, but the other side of that is that you have really, really messy code that you're dealing with for the first time. So our engineers actually worked on developing a software framework built on the Chef configuration management tool by OpsCode. And they have actually developed this CROWBAR tool that allows them to go from a bare metal infrastructure to a fully functioning multi-node OpenStack cloud in as quick as 2 hours. And really what that enabled us to do is to go and have our customers up and running on OpenStack very quickly, start using it, start playing with it, figure out how it's going to work. And then CROWBAR also acts as a means to do continuous integration. So it monitors the environment, and if things change, if things were to go wrong, CROWBAR recognizes that and then kicks into a process that actually gets it back into sync with how the system is supposed to work. It's a fantastic framework. We've gone open source with it, so you can actually go to our GitHub site and actually download the code. A number of us, including myself, blog actively about it. You'll find videos around it, and you'll find a thriving community around it, and it's full Apache 2 license. So it's a fantastic tool for our customers, and really any OpenStack user. When it comes to the service provider segment in particular, and that's who we really designed the solution for primarily to begin with, we found that they were the ones that were focused on cutting edge software. They had a real business need in terms of flexibility, in terms of license cost, in terms of the bottom line. That community actually saw OpenStack as a real means to get to some of their business objectives. And so we are seeing a lot of our customers fall into that service provider hoster group of customers, and they are looking at the flexibility that comes with open source. They're looking at the benefits from cost perspective, but they're also joining the CROWBAR community. So one example is DreamHost, who's an actual public reference of ours. They actually are leveraging OpenStack as well as the Dell PowerEdge C server line and CROWBAR to actually do their hosting business. And they're actually developing new technologies and writing CROWBAR bar clamps, which are modules and functional pieces of CROWBAR, to actually deploy and manage some of these new technologies. And they've actually been quoted as saying, we probably would have needed to build a tool like this anyway because we're in this business. So the fact that Dell put something together actually made this a no-brainer. OpenStack, as I mentioned, it's moving along, it's growing. If we cut back to less than 2 years ago, it was just starting out. It was code that was just two pieces that were plugged together. Since then, we're now coming up to our 5th release, the Essex release, which is coming up here in March. and then there's an OpenStack conference that's happening in April. So we're actually going to see, we're seeing really good progress happening there. In terms of what Dell has delivered in terms of our solution, we've enhanced CROWBAR a little bit more. We've added new capabilities there. And then the services that we offer are actually really new. We were able to do deployment very well. A lot of our customers were saying, love that we can deploy this, but we need to be able to sit down and map out how an OpenStack infrastructure would work in our environment. So we've added consulting capabilities as well. So customers can come to us now at any level that they're at, have a conversation about OpenStack as a technology, all the way to how do I partner with Dell to get this implemented in my data center. So looking ahead for the Dell OpenStack powered cloud solution, obviously as new releases of the OpenStack software come out, so Essex is coming out this next month or so, Folsom is going to be coming out 6 months after that. We're planning to keep up with those releases that are coming out. Additionally, we're now starting to go global. Here, our first instantiation of the OpenStack powered cloud solution was mainly in North America. We're now going a little bit broader and globally to other regions around the world. We're also looking at partners that are providing certain key features in an OpenStack stack. You've got billing partners, you've got load balancers, you've got a number of key players that are in that space that we're going to start partnering with. And then looking ahead, we're also looking at some of the new refreshes of our server infrastructure that's coming out. In particular, the PowerEdge C6220 is about to be announced pretty soon. That offers 80% better performance than we've had in the past and savings of 100 watts, which is fantastic news for a lot of our customer base and really interesting for the hosting business as well. So a lot of great stuff that's happening there in terms of partners going broader and better infrastructure. And we actually will continue to innovate on CROWBAR and other places, right? One of the things that we want to look at in terms of this particular group at Dell is how do we further innovate? Where are there places people are working on OpenStack already, but where are there places that people are not? And how can Dell, based on what our expertise is and our core competencies are, how do we further the community? How do we better move this technology along as it evolves?